Welcome back, radiant soul of Leo. I'm Luna Celestine, and if you're hearing these words, know that it is not by accident. The universe has been whispering something sacred to you, a truth only a ready heart can recognize. And this weekend, that whisper will rise into a resounding echo within your spirit, shaking loose all that is no longer aligned with who you are becoming. Leo, I won't soften the message. Something is going to happen. And yes, it will hurt. But this won't be ordinary pain. It will be sacred pain, the kind that reaches into the deepest layers of your heart, where old defenses have long taken root. It won't come to destroy you, but to awaken you. Not to punish, but to purify. Not to tear you down, but to build you anew from the inside out. And I need you to remember this like a golden thread woven through every moment that unfolds. This is not an ending. It is a cleansing. It is not a collapse, but a reconstruction of your soul. Where things may fall apart, it is only so they can be reassembled in divine order, more truthful, more luminous, and more in alignment with the sacred being you are becoming. This pain is a doorway, and on the other side is the light you've been waiting to walk into. The truth will be revealed. Have you felt a quiet unease stirring beneath the surface of your days, as if something unseen, something immense is approaching? That sense is not wrong. It is your soul's intuition, finally attuned to the invisible tides of change that now begin to rise. The universe, in its quiet mercy, is preparing to dismantle what was never meant to stay. The illusions you once leaned on, the plans you thought were steady, the roles you played to feel secure, the dreams that once defined your direction may begin to unravel in your hands. And yes, this unraveling may feel like loss at first glance, like the ground beneath you is shifting faster than you can steady yourself. People you trusted may show sides of themselves you've never seen before, not to betray you, but to reveal a truth that was waiting in silence. Paths you once walked with certainty may dissolve before your eyes, not to punish you, but to free you from destinations that were never meant to hold your heart. But please, beloved Leo, do not be afraid. Nothing is being taken from you that belongs to your future. What's falling away is simply what your soul has outgrown. What's being released are the layers that kept you small, the expectations that kept you caged, the stories that no longer serve your light. This is not loss. It is sacred subtraction. It is the gentle, sometimes painful removal of the unnecessary, so that what is true may finally have space to rise. You are not being stripped of your life. You are being invited to finally live it fully, fearlessly, and in truth. And sometimes to live in truth, everything false must fall away. Trust that. Trust this process even as it trembles your world, because what remains after the illusion breaks is real. And real is where your power lives. True Leo radiance was never meant to come from glitter or applause. You were not born to shine in ways that please the eyes of others or feed passing admiration. No, dear Leo, your light was designed to rise from the depths of your own healing. You were forged for something far more sacred than spectacle. Your soul chose this life not to impress, but to transform. And the kind of transformation you carry within you is not the gentle kind that comes with ease. It is the kind born of heartbreak, of endurance, of countless nights you spent gathering your pieces in silence and choosing over and over again to still believe in your worth. This weekend, the performance ends, not because you give up, but because your soul refuses to pretend a moment longer. The mask you've worn, the one crafted so carefully from strength, control, and composure, it will fall, not in disgrace, but in grace. Because the time has come to meet yourself in raw truth. You will not be able to say, "I'm fine," when you're not. You will not be able to force a smile when your spirit longs to scream. And it is precisely in this rawness this exquisite vulnerability that something sacred will begin to bloom. The miracle is not in how well you've hidden your pain. The miracle will be in how courageously you allow it to surface now. You will cry, and they will not be tears of weakness, but tears that cleanse the soil of your heart for something new to grow. You will ache not because you are breaking, but because your soul is stretching, shedding old skin that no longer fits the truth of who you are. This pain is not an ending. It is a sacred threshold, and your spirit is preparing to cross it. The lion within you is not crowned in pride, but in rebirth. You are not noble because you've never fallen. You are noble because you have fallen and chosen to rise anyway, again and again. And this weekend you will rise once more, not with a roar, but with a knowing, with a softness, with a light no mask could ever match. This is not chaos, Leo. This is ceremony. What you are walking into is not a punishment, not a cruel twist of fate, but a sacred rite of passage, a soul initiation, a divine dismantling designed not to destroy you, but to awaken the fiercest, most radiant version of who you are. Every unraveling moment, every tremor in your world is part of a greater design, a spiritual choreography set in motion long before your conscious mind could understand it. You are not being tested to prove your worth. You are being initiated to remember it. See this weekend as the sacred altar, where your old self lays down its armor, not in defeat but in surrender to something more honest, more holy. You are being invited to step into the archetype of the spiritual warrior, one who does not fight to conquer others, but to reclaim the light within. The weight you feel, the disorientation, the sense that everything you knew is slipping through your fingers, it's all part of the shedding. The deeper the shedding, the more profound the rising. And though it may feel like everything you've built is collapsing, know this: what's crumbling are only the walls that kept your soul small. What's falling away are the layers of illusion, fear, and expectation that never truly belonged to your destiny. You may feel like you are losing everything, but in truth you are being entrusted with something far greater, the foundation of your authentic life. The love that will remain is the love that's real. The dreams that survive this fire are the dreams that carry your true essence. The parts of you that are rising from the ashes are not remnants. They are revelations. This is not a breakdown. It is a breakthrough. This is not a failure. It is a forging. You are not collapsing. You're coming home to yourself. And in this holy unraveling, every breath you take is a vow to walk forward, not as who the world told you to be, but as who your soul came here to become. This is your passage, Leo. This is your becoming. And no fire will consume you because you, dear one, were born of it. This is my final whisper to you, beloved Leo. Not an ending, but a blessing, wrapped in truth. As the emotional storm approaches this weekend, as the sky within you darkens, and your heart begins to tremble with all that is being undone, I ask you, please do not run. Do not rush to fix it, to silence it, to package it in logic, or dismiss it with distraction. Instead, when the winds rise and your soul quakes, I invite you to pause, to close your eyes, to place your hand gently over your heart, and to speak to yourself with the voice of compassion you have always given others, but so rarely offered to your own being. Say to yourself, I allow myself to feel this pain because I deserve to be free. Say it again and again if you must. Not because the pain will disappear instantly, but because these words are an invocation, a sacred permission for your soul to rise from confinement. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are brave for being honest in a world that so often demands masks. And it is in this brave honesty that your liberation begins. What you are stepping into is not just another life phase. It is a soul rebirth. This is the final paragraph of a story. You've outgrown the story where you had to earn love by being strong. Prove your worth by holding everything together. Hide your truth for the sake of peace. That chapter ends now, and what opens before you is the unwritten beginning of a journey, radiant beyond imagination, a path that was written in the stars for you and only you to walk. Leo, you are not simply a lion because you were born under a certain constellation. You are a lion because your essence has been shaped in the fires of trial and perseverance. You are not only courageous, you are transformational. You do not roar to dominate, but to awaken others. You do not shine to be admired, but to be a lighthouse in the darkness, a steady flame that reminds others of their own. And the light you are about to release after the ache, after the release, after the surrender, will not be ordinary. It will be a guiding star, a celestial blaze so true that others will find their way by it. You, dear Leo, will become the proof that pain can lead to beauty, that surrender can lead to sovereignty, that healing is not the end of the fire, but its truest beginning. Financially, this weekend marks more than a shift in numbers. It signals a transformation in how you perceive your own value. As your inner world undergoes powerful clearing and reconstruction, so too does your relationship with money resources and the energy of exchange. This is not a time to chase external markers of success. This is a time to realign your financial foundation with the truth of who you are becoming, not the version of you that seeks validation, but the one that moves from clarity, purpose, and sovereignty. You may witness the ending of an income stream, the unraveling of a financial agreement, or a sudden disruption in what once felt financially stable. But look closer. What's being stripped away are structures that no longer support your evolution. At the same time, new pathways will begin to emerge, often in subtle synchronistic ways, born from your courage to live in alignment and make choices rooted in authenticity. Take this weekend to reflect deeply. Are you undervaluing your time, your gifts, your labor? Are you holding on to income sources that no longer nourish your spirit? Are you working to prove something or to express something sacred? Leo, the more truthfully you live, the more financial flow becomes a mirror of your inner alignment. This weekend, as the illusions collapse, a new relationship with wealth will begin to form, one that is not driven by performance, but by purpose. One that is not built on approval, but on embodied worth. Remember this: true abundance does not come from what you acquire, but from knowing what is truly worth keeping. And you, Leo, are worth more than the world has yet reflected. That reflection is changing because you are changing. And before we close this soul conversation, I want you to know something, not for a moment. Are you walking through this without being seen, without being held, without being accompanied by something far greater than your fear? I know, beloved Leo, that you are tired of always being the strong one, always being the light, always being the one expected to hold it all together. But I also know that deep inside you, there is a quiet longing to be real, to be free, to finally exhale into your truth without having to carry the performance any longer. This weekend is not arriving to punish you. It is arriving to liberate you, not to dim your light, but to ignite a fire that is more honest, more tender, and more eternal than anything you've shown before. And I believe that on the other side of this emotional storm, when your eyes open again, they will carry a different kind of light, not the one that seeks to impress, but the one that has been purified by truth and made whole by surrender. I know you are strong enough to walk through this, not because you don't feel pain, but because you have the courage to face it with an open heart. I know you won't just survive this. You will rise steadier, wiser, and more compassionate than you've ever been. And the light from your heart won't only guide your path. It will illuminate the way for others who are still lost in their own storms. So take a deep breath. Wrap your arms around yourself. And if the tears come, let them fall in love, not in shame. Because those tears are the holy witnesses to the return of a more radiant, more truthful, more soul-aligned version of you. And if you feel alone, remember I am here. We are walking this path together in silence, in light and love. I am Luna Celestine, and I believe in you with all the light I carry.